will degrade us. They will pollute our minds. So one should keep away from bad association. Adau sangam cha sadhushu. From the beginning, one should always associate with those who are devotees of the Lord. Prabhupada says, who is a sadhu? Sadhu is a devotee. One who accepts the Lord, accepts his instructions, is fond of hearing his pastimes, and is fond of becoming in the company of devotees and rendering service to the Lord. It can be Mataji, it can be Prabhuji, it can be a boy or a girl, anybody. The sadhu means the quality of a jiva to be a devotee of the Lord. Adau sangam cha sadhushu. Beginning, one should associate with such saintly devotees. There are saintly kings like Yudhishthir Maharaj, Parishit Maharaj, and Ambarish Maharaj. Similarly, there are saintly demigods like Narada, Devarishi Narada. Is a Devarishi. There are Raja Rishis, there are also Devarishis also. There are kings who are saintly, there are demigods who are saintly. Similarly, there can be students who are saintly, like Prahlad was a student in Gurukul. He was a saintly student, isn't it? Similarly, there can be Matajis who are saintly, like Kunti Mataji is saintly. Draupadi is saintly lady. Subhadra is saintly lady. All these are sadhus. Anyone who is saintly devotee of the Lord, one should associate with them. And one should avoid bad association. And then 3 words are used. See, Dayam, Maitrim, Prashrayam. Dayam means compassion should be shown to those who are in an inferior position. And Maitrim should be shown to those who are in an equal position. And Prashrayam means you should take shelter of somebody in a superior position. So we take shelter of gurus, Shiksha Gurus, and we make friendship with equal devotees. And we show compassion to the suffering souls. Accordingly, Ata Uchitam. According to their position, you should associate. So, the previous classes I have already spoken about taking shelter of Guru and making friendly behavior with fellow devotees. But today our focus will be on this one word, Dayam. So I'll show you one part of the purport here. Very important. Why it's important to preach? You have a mic, any devotee has a mic, can give the mic. And read the translation, please. You can read it. Yeah.
A sincere disciple should learn to dissociate the mind from everything material and positively cultivate association with his spiritual master and other saintly devotees. He should be merciful to those in an inferior position to him, cultivate friendship with those on an equal level, and meekly serve those in a higher spiritual position. Thus, he should learn to deal properly with all living beings.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Then I'll show you one section which you can read that. It is our practical experience. Read this. Oh, sorry. I think it went up. Right? So now we are going to read about the Dayam aspect. Now it comes. You read this from here.
It is our practical experience in the Krishna consciousness movement that those who are expanding their mercy by preaching the message of Krishna, making rapid patient progress.
No, it's not coming. It's a pretty practical experience in the Krishna consciousness movement that those who are expanding their mercy by preaching the message of Krishna are making rapid spiritual progress. That means if you preach this message, you will make rapid spiritual progress. So how many of you want rapid spiritual progress? So here's the secret. You have to preach the message to somebody, not keep it with yourself. See, there is a saying in English, the hands that lends out roses is rendered fragrant. If you're lending out more and more roses, your hand becomes fragrant. Similarly, you can have one Damodar lamp with you, and you can give that lit up that one with that one lamp can lit up 1,000 lamps. Will your lamp diminish? It won't diminish. It will continue to glow. Similarly, knowledge is like that. Jnana Deepam. You distribute, distribute, distribute. Thousands of devotees can benefit from you if you preach. That's what he's saying. And then Krishna is watching from the top. Oh, this devotee is preaching. So Lord becomes very pleased. That's what he's saying. Go ahead. And their life is filled with
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
their life is filled with transcendental bliss. Those who neglect the quality of mercy, being uninterested in the missionary activities of Krishna consciousness movement, are not filled with transcendental pleasure, as described here by the word puryate. Not being filled with spiritual pleasure, surely such persons attempt to fill their lives with material pleasure through sense gratification and mental speculation, associating with women or reading innumerable mundane novels, newspapers, news magazines, and so on. According to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the preaching activities of the Krishna consciousness movement are Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. They have an increasing ocean of bliss. Missionary activities are based on the principle of Dayam or mercy to those who are fallen. Those who are actually preaching become enlivened by associating with other preachers. And this principle is called Maitri or friendship among equals. So he is saying, if we don't study Prabhupada books and preach, then our life becomes filled with reading of newspapers, cinema magazines, or gossip, or fault finding, or debating, argumentation, and things like that. We waste our time. Because every one of us sitting here, we have 24 hours in a day. Morning you rise and night you go to sleep. So how do you fill up your day? Those who are preachers are always thinking, what topic I have to speak in the coming weekly program? And they are thinking about the spiritual subject. They study the books. They teach new people. And Lord Krishna says in 18th chapter, Nachatasman Manusheshu Kachin me Priyakrit Tamaha. Priyakrit Tara, Priyakrit Tama. Superlative. He says, anybody who's preaching my message to the innocent people, they are most dear to me. Like that he says. So there are many, many souls out there who are actually thirsty for the spiritual knowledge. We should reach out to them. Let's go back to this now. Now we can read the yellow highlighted portion. It's not there. One must be competent to tactfully and intelligently extend mercy to lesser devotees. Why this word tactfully and intelligently is given? I will tell you the reason. See, you have to go and tell people that the material world is dukhalayam. Is there anybody out there who wants to hear this? They are not interested. But that's a fact. The material world, everybody gets old, they get disease, they die, and they suffer also. So when you tell people living in it is may not like it. So tactfully telling them the same means what? You have to say it in an interesting manner. Say, for example, sometimes Prabhupada would tell a story through which he will explain how this material world is horrible. I'll just show you one.
I wish to narrate one short story that one man, one boy, was attracted. Short story that one man, one boy, was attracted by a beautiful girl. I wish to narrate one short story that one man, one boy, was attracted by a beautiful girl. So the girl continued begging, and the boy is persistent. So in India, of course, the girls, they keep their chastity very strictly. So, the girl was not agreeing, so she said, all right, I agree, after 1 week, you come. She appointed such and such time you come. So the boy was very glad. And the girl took some purgatory throughout the 7 days. And she was passing stool day and night and vomiting. And she kept all these vomits and stool in a nice pot. So when the appointed time came, the boy came and the girl was sitting on the door. The boy inquired, where is that girl? She said, I am that girl. No, you are not. You are so ugly. She was so beautiful. You are not that girl. No, I am that girl. But I have now separated my beauty in a different pot. What is that? She saw, this is the beauty, this stool and vomit. This is the ingredient. Actually, anyone may be very robust or very beautiful. If he passes stool for 3 or 4 times, everything changes.
So Prabhupada tells the story of liquid beauty. So this story is interesting for many people. Why? Because everybody in this world want to hear about a boy and girl relationship. They're attracted. Prabhupada uses this story to say how that beautiful girl became skinny and ugly just by the taking purgatives and laxatives. Her bodily beauty was gone. So this body is not attractive, but soul is attractive. Spark of spirit, which is part and parcel of Krishna. But that soul is trapped in the bodily machine. Some people have a female machine, somebody has a male machine, somebody has a dog machine, somebody has a cat machine. Everything is like a machine. The same type of soul is seated in every body. The advanced pure devotee is able to see Pandita Samadarshana. You can see. And that soul in this world has come with a program to enjoy. See, the desire to enjoy is there in everybody. For example, I went to Calcutta, this Newtown temple. They have cows. When I gave them hay, none of them came near me. When I gave them gudugola, you know gudugola? Gudugola is this jaggery. All of them came. They were competing, pushing one another and trying to eat that. Because they have attraction. Similarly, put some chini, sugar in your house. From anywhere, ants will come. Because they have attraction for that. So the attraction principle is very strong in this world. Ants are attracted to sugar. Cows are attracted to jaggery. Similarly, all of us are also attracted to some things in this world. And where does that attraction principle come from? Originally, it comes from Krishna, who is all attractive. And from Krishna, many things have come out which are making this world attractive. Somebody is strong, you become attracted. Somebody is beautiful, you become attracted. Somebody is wealthy, you become attracted. Somebody is famous, you become attracted. Somebody is rich, or somebody is very intelligent, you become attracted. Or somebody is a great saint, renounced, you become charmed by their detachment and renunciation. So, but all these things exist in Krishna, who is supremely attractive, about which people don't know in this world. So we have to introduce people to Krishna, which is the task of a preacher. Preacher means to give faith in Krishna to the people, to give faith in the holy name to the people, new people. How do we introduce? So, therefore, Prabhupada would tell stories like this. Now, the story which we saw just now illustrates this material body will wither away. It will pass away. Eventually, it gets old, diseased, and it will die. But the soul never dies. Soul is permanent. Body is temporary. So in this way, Prabhupada would little by little bring people to come to understanding with little story or Chanakya Sutra, or sometimes real life example he would give. Then people begin to understand. So therefore he is saying one must be competent to tactfully and intelligently extend mercy to lesser devotees. So when you say something with in a sense of with a bit of humor, then people open their eyes. They'll be willing to listen. Read further, Prabhu. Giving.
Giving mercy cannot be someone's concoction and cannot be done with a motivation to become praised and worshipped by lesser devotees.
The goal of giving mercy is to uplift them, not that we may become praised by them or worshipped by them. Like we have no expectation from the people to whom we are preaching to. We should say all glories to assembled devotees. We say, no? 3 times. And then we say all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Sri Guru
And Gauranga.
and Gauranga. We don't take any glory because we are only taking knowledge from Guru Parampara and giving. Nothing belongs to us. So we should not be proud. Don't expect praises and don't expect that they will worship you. But we should be like transparent glass. Just like if there's a glass through which you can see the other side. Like that, people should be able to see Krishna through us. Through us, they should receive Krishna. Go ahead.
A devotee should remain humble and fixed in Krishna conscious principles, and then he will be competent to give the mercy of his good example to others. If one behaves ideally, he will give mercy to everyone without any extraneous effort. In summary, a devotee will find himself obliged sometimes to give and sometimes to receive in his exchange with the 3 classes of devotees.
Okay. So here a very important point is given that we should be exemplary. A devotee should be exemplary. Exemplary means like one devotee came to me and said, Prabhuji, I am right now my temple has appointed me as a Bhakti Vriksha leader in some yatra somewhere. So he told me that, Prabhuji, I have one serious problem. He said, I asked, what is it? Before coming to Krishna consciousness, I used to read newspaper a lot. And I was very interested in politics. Which party is winning, which party is losing, how many votes they got, what is their position. He said, whole night I'll be awake counting the votes, which party is winning. And I was also every morning spending 2 hours with newspaper. Now I have become a 1600 devotee. I recently got initiated. He said, now they're telling me to go out to preach. My Bhakti Vriksha leader was having 20 people. Now he has divided the group into 2 and is telling, go out and preach now. Now when I am going to preach, my people are observing me very closely. They are telling, Prabhu, you told us in Upadesha Amrit that we should not do prajalpa. We should not be interested in worldly politics and cinemas and sports. But we are seeing you are reading newspaper so much. So they are asking me and I am wondering what to do, what to say. So, yes, you can know the worldly news briefly. Nowadays, once in a week also, if you refer what is happening in the world, the summary news comes always. You don't have to every morning hear the breaking news every morning. Once in a week, you read little bit, you will know what's happening in the outside world. So a devotee has to give up the old bad habits. If we don't give up the old bad habits, we won't be able to preach effectively. People will laugh at us. People will say, you speak big, big things, but in your real life, you are not following. They will say like that. In South India, in one place I heard, there was one school, they made a policy that all the children should, dress very simply and not very glamorously. So especially the girls, in 5th or 6th standard up to that, the teacher would say, nobody should wear lipstick or nobody should put nail polish. Nobody should dress glamorously. You should wear simple dress and come. That was a policy of the school. But there was one madam teacher who was wearing jig dress. And she was also putting nail polish and lipstick, everything. She would look like a cinema actress. She would come to teach in the class and all the girls would be saying, hey, look at her, look at her. So one day one girl asked a question to teacher, Madam, when will we get the freedom to dress like you? She became very angry. How did you ask such a question? Because the teacher was not setting a example. So, we should first set example for what we are preaching. Otherwise, nobody will take us seriously. Like if we tell everybody in your homes, you should rise by 4 a.m. and you should chant Hare Krishna, do Mangalarti. And if the preacher is only getting up at 8 a.m., people will say, hey, this fellow is telling the whole world to get up at 4 a.m. and he is getting up at 8 a.m., they will say. So, between preaching and behavior, there is a dynamic tension. You understand? How many of you tell me which is easy? Preaching is easy or practicing is easy? Let us take a vote. How many of you say preaching is easy? Speaking. Okay. How many of you say practice is easy? Oh, really? I think the question. When you become a preacher, you will see. Okay, I will ask the question differently. Preaching means you just study and speak. Correct, no? Just go to Prabhupada's books, make some notes, and you repeat it. Studying, making notes, and repeating, is it easy? Or implementing those teachings in your real life, is that easy? First one or second one? First one is very easy. Just to read a book, make some notes, go and just, it's like a robo. Huh? Anybody can do that. But if people see that you are speaking, but you are not practicing, then they won't respect you. People will say that he has a Vak Chaturiyam. Vak Chaturya means this fellow may be able to make people laugh or people cry, people clap hands. All drama he can do, but he doesn't practice in his real life. People will say that. It's very important. And also, practicing strictly and sincerely and seriously requires higher taste. See, if there is a higher taste, it's very easy for you to practice. If you don't have a higher taste, even if time is also available, you will not practice. So therefore, all of us as devotees who are preachers, if first of all I told you in today's class that if you preach, you will get the special mercy of who? Krishna. Krishna says that. Those who are preachers, they become very dear to me. So I asked all of you, how many of you want to become dear to Krishna? Yes. So what you have to do for that? Preach. That means what you have learned, you have to preach. But now I am posing a problem for you. Preaching, yes, you have to do. But what is the difficulty in preaching? Yes?
You need to practice.
Practice, yeah. So, without, therefore, those who are practicing should be people of high character. How you deal with opposite sex, how you deal with money, how you deal with the gender living entities. Do you become angry or are you patient? Do you become greedy in life or are you satisfied? You know, are you selfish or are you selfless? Is your mind posted in spiritual platform or your mind is always chasing after material goods in this world? How much you love Krishna genuinely from your heart? Or you are trying to impress the people of the world? So these things people will see. And if there is some genuineness in us, then will touch the hearts of people. Like there is a 24 karat gold, correct? And there is also roll gold. How do you know the difference? Anybody can find out? How will you find out? What is roll gold and 24 karat gold? Pure gold. How will you know? Shine, they are saying. Even roll gold shines also when you purchase in the market. Huh? Huh? He's saying trademark is saying.
Burning.
Huh? He's saying burning. There are 4 ways you can know. Nigirshana, Chedana, Tapa, Tadanai. 4 things are said. Nigirshana means when you upgrade the gold. Roll gold, if you upgrade, cover will come out and blackish thing will be shown up if you upgrade it. Huh? And Chedana means take a scissor and cut, you can know. And Tapa means put it in fire, like he said. Who said that? I said Tapa. Tadare means take a hammer and hit. By these 4 ways, the gold is found. What is real gold? What is cheating gold? So, if you have to be, so who is a genuine devotee? We have to cultivate this famous verse. Please repeat after me. Anya bilashita shunyam jnana karma dhyanavritam anukulyena krishnano sheelanam bhaktiruttama. In this world, many people go to God for demanding material goods. Give me good marks or give me good job, give me this, give me that. So that type of religion is selfish religion. Then there are people who go to Krishna, like Prabhupada taught us, to simply love him and serve him without any expectation. Whole world is driven by selfishness. You will see, say you go to a company to do a job. Boss says, next month onwards you won't get salary. Will you continue doing the job? When salary stops, your job, the service also stops. You will see that. You will say, okay, sir, now I look for another job now. Huh? Whereas in bhakti, you are not given any salary. Guru doesn't give you salary. You only do it out of love, voluntary service. So, and we do it for Krishna's pleasure, huh? As he says here. So, therefore, he is saying here, devotee should remain humble and fixed in Krishna conscious principles. And then one will be competent to give the mercy to others. So, why this humility is required, I'll tell you. If you are very proud, nobody will listen to us. Huh? A proud preacher drives people away. There was one preacher who invited new people for a program, and some 40 people came. The first class he began, he had prepared very well, slideshow and everything. Immediately, some sounds came from mobile. One mobile here, one mobile there. He got irritated. He shouted and said, all these fellows who are making noise with the mobile, get out. Like that he said. Then immediately 25 people got up and got out. And he ran behind them and said, no, 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 no. I am not saying everyone to get out. Only the fellows who made sound, they can get out. Others can sit. He said, but others said, sorry, sir, the vibrations are not good here. Huh? The way you are arrogantly speaking, we are not interested to hear from you. Bye bye. And they went away. Only 10 people attended. So out of 40 people, how many went away? 40 people went away. In the first class only. So, Prabhupada says a preacher should be very humble. Why we have to be humble? Because the people who come will come with lot of deficiencies. They will come with lot of problems, deficiencies. We want to make them devotees. We have to be very humble. In dealing with them, how nicely you talk to them, that will make them devotees. Huh? Because Prabhupada was very kind. When His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj's father and mother came to meet Prabhupada, Prabhupada knew they are not devotees. Huh? So Giriraj Maharaj's mother was weeping. Prabhupada asked, why do you cry? She said, I am worried about my son's food. What is he eating? Food. He has come to a foreign place here. Prabhupada immediately told devotees, bring rasagulla, he said. They brought a big box full of rasagullas. And he gave 2 rasagullas to Giriraj Swami and said, eat it. And he ate it. And he said, see, this is the kind of food ISKCON we give to devotees. Prabhupada said. And mother was watching curiously. Then Prabhupada gave 1 rasagulla to his father. Father also ate it. Then he gave 1 to his mother. And mother was not eating. She said, no, I don't want, she said. Prabhupada said, it contains protein, he said. She said, protein, then she accepted. Because in America, people always want to know what is the content of anything. And if there is protein, they like it very much. So then she ate it. So Prabhupada was very intelligent in dealing with people. So she liked it. She said, oh, my son is eating good food. She was very happy. So, and then Giriraj Swami's father told Prabhupada, Swamiji, you must be really very intelligent to deal with people. Prabhupada said, I am not intelligent, you are intelligent, he said. He asked, why do you say I am intelligent? Father asked, because you got an intelligent son like Giriraj. Huh? And then Prabhupada said, only like in a mango tree, only mangoes come out, right? So you are intelligent father, so you got an intelligent son, he said. And the father was embarrassed. And the father said, no, Swamiji, I am not intelligent, you are intelligent, he said. And Prabhupada said, yes, I must be intelligent also, otherwise how did I get a disciple like Giriraj? Yes. Because that intelligent people are coming to me. Therefore, I must be intelligent. So his father was very impressed with Prabhupada. He told Giriraj Swami that your Swamiji has such a presence of mind, how to deal with people. He is very smart in dealing with people. So Prabhupada was very good in talking to the people. There was one Shyam Sundar Prabhu who came. This is not the Shyam Sundar Prabhu who wrote the Chasing the Rhino, which you know very well. This is another Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple also. So his mother, father and sister, they came to meet Prabhupada. So it was in some temple in the farm community. So very few devotees were there. Prabhupada happened to be there. So as soon as they entered the temple, Prabhupada folded palms, he welcomed them and he took the chairs. He dragged the chair to put for them one by one. And they came running and said, no, Swamiji, you don't take trouble. We will take ourselves, they said. So they were very touched by Prabhupada. Why? Even though he's very old, he's trying to serve us by bringing the chairs. It's a small gesture, little gesture. But people take notice of these small, small things we do. How we deal with people. Do we give respect to them or we just ignore them? People watch it. So he gave them 3 chairs, they sat. And then Prabhupada told the glories of Shyam Sundar, how wonderfully he is doing to parents. Parents said, we are happy if he is happy here. Like that they said. And then Prabhupada saw his sister and asked, so have you been to any of your ISKCON temple? Prabhupada asked her. She said, yes, Swamiji, I go to New York temple. She said, really? So let me see. Do you know our Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Can you repeat it? He asked her. Then she immediately started singing, Hare Krishna, like that in a thrilling voice. And then parents told him that our daughter goes to temple to sing daily. I mean, regularly, weekly she goes. She with the instruments also she sings Hare Krishna. And Prabhupada appreciated her also. So the family had a very nice time with Prabhupada. And when they went back, they went very happily. So Prabhupada took out time. One day Prabhupada was sitting in Vrindavan temple in the top in his uh, Prabhupada quarters. So it was almost lunchtime, 1 o'clock. The Aarati was over and the temple hall was closing. I mean, the temple altar was closing. So there was one temple commander, one devotee. So he used to put hose pipe and then clean the entire temple hall. That was his work, get it done from workers. So he brought the hose pipe and they were throwing water. And one Rajasthani family was sitting, the veranda there. They were all sitting in a circle. They were about to eat that prasad which they got from the Govindas they get. They wanted to eat something. So this fellow came and clapped hands and said, chaps, you have to move out of this place. I'm going to clean this hall, he said. And they were a little disturbed. They were elderly people, 2 of them and their son and wife and children. So they all got up hurriedly. And Prabhupada was watching from the top. And he called for the temple commander. He came. When he came to Prabhupada's room, Prabhupada said, see, your temple commander doesn't mean you are commander of the whole world. He said, this family is a pious family. They are sitting and eating. You can watch the other places. Finally, you can come to this. Why are you driving them out like this? And he said, Prabhupada, if you don't like my service, then I don't want to be temple commander. I'll be a simple, humble devotee, he said. Prabhupada said, no, no, no. You be a temple commander, but don't command everybody like this. Be polite with them, respectful to them. I said, okay, Prabhupada, I said. Prabhupada said, call them to me. I'll talk to them so that they will feel nice. So he went down. By the time the family had left, came back and said, Prabhupada, I'm sorry, they have left. Prabhupada said, okay, any other time they come, you call them. So evening they came again for our night darshan. And the commander went and told Prabhupada, Prabhupada, they have again come. Prabhupada said, get them. So they were called to Prabhupada's room. Prabhupada made them sit and asked them about their background, family. Because Prabhupada said, you're all Rajasthani people. You worship Radha Govindji, you love very much. And then Prabhupada gave them prasad with his own hands. The family felt very nice. Which means Prabhupada's preaching style was, actually you have to make people comfortable and then give them Krishna. Otherwise, nobody will want to take Krishna consciousness from us. Many people will tell you why they came to Krishna consciousness because they liked the way the preacher behaved with them. They will say, the preacher gave me prasad, the preacher gave me respect, the preacher asked about me, the preacher was so loving and caring, so kind. And also, people like the way they were treated and everything. So, preaching is not just only giving knowledge. Preaching is also the way we deal with people, the way we treat people. It matters a lot. So, one time, this Punjab National Bank, they were helping out ISKCON with accounts and everything. They had one small branch inside ISKCON, big temples like Juhu and other places. So, they made one small mistake in the balance sheet making. So, there was, in those days, Hare Krishna Prabhu, he was sitting with the Punjab National Bank in charge. While seeing this, he said, see, while making this total calculation, you guys have made this mistake. This is nonsense, he said. You should have been careful in this. Actually, when he said this is nonsense, he spoke it very casually. But they took it very seriously. What? You are using the word nonsense? So they said, now henceforth we will not do your work. You guys do your own work. You only do it. Last part of it, you bring it to us. We had the courtesy to do your work. Now we will not do it. When the matter was taken to Prabhupada, Prabhupada told him, see, you didn't know how to deal with these people. One word you said and the whole burden has come to us now. We have to do it. So one word here and there we speak, the people can put them off. They may go away. How we deal with one, what we deal with people. It's very important. So therefore he says, if one behaves ideally, he will give mercy to everyone without any extraneous effort. So one example I'll tell you, when Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Varanasi, one Maharashtrian Brahmin came there. And he told Mahaprabhu that, my dear Lord, my heart is shattered completely, he said. Why? He said, there is one very great sannyasi here, his name is Prakash Anand Saraswati. He is always criticizing you, he said. Mahaprabhu asked, what is he saying? He says, look at this Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya. He is always dancing in the streets with old men and women and children, chanting Hare Krishna, like a sentimental fool. He has taken sannyas and you should sit with us and study Vedanta. Instead of that, he is just loitering in the street with people and jumping and dancing. What is this? Like that he criticized. So my heart was broken, but I didn't know how to argue back. So I have come to you. So I have a request. You come to my home for prasad and I want to arrange those sannyasis to come also to my place, so that there will be an encounter between the two. And then maybe they will reform. So Mahaprabhu agreed for it. See, this Maharashtrian Brahman was a neophyte. He didn't know how to preach to those sannyasis. But Mahaprabhu was a very great learned personality and is Krishna himself. So when Mahaprabhu went to that house, it was a big house like this, big hall. All the sannyasis were sitting on an elevated stage. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you know what he did? He went and sat in a place where they were washing the hands and legs. Mahaprabhu sat there. Then Prakash and Saraswati got up and he walked up to that place and said, what is this? You are sitting in this place, you are a sannyasi, come and sit with us. And Mahaprabhu said, see, I am only a Krishna Chaitanya. I took initiation from Keshav Bharati. I am Bharati Sampradaya. You are all Saraswati Sampradaya. You are more exalted. I am very inferior. Therefore I am sitting here, he said. But he said, Prakash and Saraswati, no. He caught his hand and lifted him up and brought him here and kept. By doing that, Prakash and Saraswati did some Ajnata Sukriti Seva. Unknowingly, he rendered some Seva to Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu came and sat. And then all of them asked the question, why do you chant and dance? Why don't you study Vedanta? That time he said, Guru Mora Murka Deki Karila Shasan. He said, my Guru Maharaj said that you are a murkha, you are a fool. You cannot study big literatures like Vedanta. You just chant Hare Krishna and you will perfect your life. Therefore, I just chant Hare Krishna. You are all very learned scholars, I don't know much, like that he said. So, this is the way he began, as if he doesn't know anything. But the moment they presented the arguments, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu completely smashed all that illusion. Like there are two philosophies, Vivartavad and Parinamvad. Vaishnava philosophy follows Parinamvad. And Mayavadis follow Vivartavad. So that's a very deep philosophy, but I will tell you a little example. Mahaprabhu said Krishna is like the sun. Sun can give out so much light, but the sun never becomes exhausted. It is called as Ashesha Teja. Similarly, you can take a Paras money. You touch anything, it becomes gold, everything is gold. But the Paras money remains as it is. Similarly, a tree produces leaves, flowers, fruits, and everything comes out of the tree, but the tree remains as it is. Similarly, Krishna is Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. The absolute truth never transforms, but the energy of the absolute truth transforms. Energy and energetic, Shakti and Shaktiman. He explained thoroughly to them with all the Vedanta Sutra quotes, Upanishadic quotes. And they were all looking at each other. My Lord, the depth of knowledge of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All those 10,000 sannyasis turned out to become Vaishnavas after that. They were all chanting and dancing in the kirtan after that. So therefore Prabhupada said, in like a needle, out like a plow, Prabhupada said. In like a needle means one should be very humble in entering the heart of others. And then one should smash all the illusion and come out. Like that he said. So humility is the key by which you can open the heart of others. If anybody wants to enter the heart of others to whom we are preaching to, humility is the key. So Mahaprabhu was very humble in initial approach to enter the heart of Prakashanand Saraswati and others, and then he smashed their illusion to dust, and then he made them all devotees. Another example, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went to Jagannath Puri first time, he was always absorbed in remembrance of Jagannath. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatume. So this is the mood in which Mahaprabhu entered. Oh Jagannath, please give me your darshan. Where are you? Because Mahaprabhu always saw Jagannath as Krishna and Baladev as Balaram and Subhadra as the sister. So even he remembered that Vrindavan mood of Krishna, Balaram and Subhadra. So he fainted unconscious as soon as he saw the deity very closely. At that time, Pandas came with sticks to wake up this person who was lying down. Bhattacharya, Sarva Bhattacharya was a Raja Purohit in the court of King Prataparudra. So he came and stopped the Pandas and said, wait a minute, the sannyasi is so beautiful. He's a great sannyasi, let us see. So he took a cotton and put in his nose and saw that slightly the cotton is moving. Sannyasi still has life, but is fallen unconscious. Take him to my house. So they took him to his house. Later on, Nityananda Prabhu came, Mukunda Datta came, they all came and searching, where is Mahaprabhu? Then they got the news, they went to the house. So when they went to the house of Sarva Bhattacharya, and they chanted the names of Hari. When they would chant the name of Hari, Mahaprabhu, hearing the holy name, he jumped up, he got up. Later on, Mahaprabhu told Bhattacharya, you are a great Acharya, you are living in Puri for decades. You know Jagannath, you know the temple. Henceforth, you tell me, from where should I take darshan so that it will be proper, I will not faint unconscious. So you are like my father, please instruct me, like that he said. And Bhattacharya told him, okay, see, you are a young sannyasi, you are just 24 years old, you are a young boy. So you stand near Garuda Stamba. From there you take darshan of Jagannath. And he followed that. Every day Mahaprabhu would go and stand right next to Garuda Stamba. His idea was, if Krishna is looking at Garuda, he will also look at me. I will not become neglected. Because Garuda is called as a Bhagavad Guna Darpanam. He is like a mirror to the Lord, it is said. Why? If Lord Krishna, Lord Jagannath wants to know his glories, he can hear it from Garuda. Garuda can profusely speak his glories. So it's called Bhagavad Guna Darpanam. So Mahaprabhu would stand next to him. So seeing this, Bhattacharya was very touched. This young sannyasi is so handsome, and he always respects me like a father. He developed some affection for him. One day he told Gopinath Acharya, that his brother-in-law, I think this young sannyasi should be taught Vedanta so that he can control his mind and senses and he will not fall prey to women. He said. Hearing that, Gopinath Acharya became angry. He said, you will teach Vedanta to Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, who has appeared as Krishna Chaitanya? How arrogant and audacity with which you speak this. He scolded him. So they had a very big heated argument. So all Vaishnavas went to Mahaprabhu and said, my dear Lord, how can he teach you? To that what Mahaprabhu said, do you know? See, he is like my father. He is aged personality. He is feeling sympathy for me. Out of his Vatsalya, he wants to teach me how to learn Vedanta. Let him do it. What is the problem? Mahaprabhu didn't even say that for lip service. He actually went to his house. He sat on his elevated seat, which was given to him. So Bhattacharya said, I am a grihastha, you are a sannyasi. So he gave me elevated seat. So Mahaprabhu sat here and Bhattacharya sat here, and then he started speaking Vedanta for 7 days. So after 7 days, Mahaprabhu was just sitting and hearing. The 7 days he heard, listened to him. Then 7th day he asked, what did you learn in the 7 days? You are not saying yes or no. You are not even nodding the head. Did you understand or not? Then Mahaprabhu said, Vedanta is like a shining sun in the sky, but your explanations are like a cloud that is covering the meaning. Then he put a bomb. Yeah. So, because till now he had shown affection to him, respect to him, he listened to him, he had deposited a lot in his account. Now it's time for withdrawing now. So, to correct his wrong, erratic understanding. And Mahaprabhu spoke 63 meanings of the Atmarama verse. Atmaramascha munayo nirgranta apyurukrame kurvanta haitukim bhaktim itam bhuta guno harihi. This verse, 63 meanings he gave. And Bhattacharya, being a Sanskrit scholar, he was flabbergasted when he heard these meanings. And he understood that Mahaprabhu is a very learned scholar as well as the Supreme Lord Krishna. He understood that. He surrendered to him. He became a flower-like devotee subsequently. So much so that Mahaprabhu loved Bhattacharya very dearly. So why am I telling you, in both these cases, Sarvam Bhattacharya and Prakash Narasimha, Mahaprabhu was very humble in approaching. Therefore, here he says, a devotee should remain humble and fixed in Krishna conscious principles. And then he will be competent to give the mercy of his good example to others. If one behaves ideally, he will give mercy to everyone without any extraneous effort. So Prabhupada was very humble when he went to America and approaching the hippies, living in the midst of them, cooking for them, feeding them, preaching to them, dancing with them in the park. So in this way we can, that's why this way mentioned here, one must be competent to tactfully and intelligently extend mercy to lesser devotees. Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much. Only Gopinath Bhu?
We have announcement about new Bhakti Kutir. Recently from the BV of His Grace Prankirtan Prabhu, new Bhakti Kutir has started. Santosh Nagar, Champapet. In Champapet, in the house of Sham Suvarnakar Prabhu. Those devotees who are around that place can attend every Saturday evening. Class will be taken by, means basically it's for newcomers. If you have anybody, your relatives or friends nearby that area, you all can encourage them. In Champapet, any other areas Prabhuji nearby? Champapet, Santosh Nagar, Saidabad.
They can WhatsApp you if they want to go. You can give them the address.
Yes, Prabhuji. So we will post that address in all the Bhakti Ruksha groups, address as well as phone number of the host. So any devotees who have some questions about it can also contact His Grace Prankirtan Prabhu. So Sitakant Prabhu will be taking classes every Saturday evening. Every Saturday it will be there. So all of you please encourage new people and also your friends and relatives to join that classes. Thank you. And next you all can proceed to your Shastrik classes. Hare Krishna.